Hello, Kindred. How are you this evening?
In my pajamas.
Happy to be.
It is a vacation, staycation, right? Sort of. We're on vacation. We're on a cruise, so I'm on a cruise at home.
Excellent. So before we get to tonight's main events, we're going to have to address one of your current party members that is missing. Well, not currently with you. Hey, Sammy Red Skies. Hang on a second. I forgot to start recording. Crap, I'm going to start that over again. Luckily, I wasn't too far into it. I have the audio, I just don't have the video, and luckily I wasn't too far into it, so give me 1 second. It's been a long week. So before we get too far into this, and we get to tonight's fiasco, because I'm sure it's going to be that, we're going to have to address one of your group members that is currently not with you as we turn to Sammy Red Skies this evening. Sammy, why don't you paint us a picture of what you've been doing for the last little bit? Because you separated from the group in order to fuel your paranoia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Essentially what she's been doing is going around the ship, sort of taking note of things. So places that things could go wrong. If it weren't for her profession, you would think she was way too paranoid for her own good. She's almost like, I don't know how many people are going to get this reference, but she's almost doing an Aunt Josephine from A Series of Unfortunate Events level, sort of figuring out what could possibly go wrong situation. Just kind of mapping out the ship. That way, should she need to run the mental math on it later for a situation, she's already got that stuff in place.
To your inventory, because you've been doing this. 1 second, while my cat apparently tears down my curtain. Because of this, because you've taken the time to do this, I'm going to get you to make... 1 second. Gotta wait for my character sheets to load.
I've also taken Grace with me, by the way, and I am kind of walking her through things because it's a good learning experience for her.
Yep, you pick her up in the room. That's not a problem. Make me a wits plus investigation roll, please.
Okay. Four successes.
I will give you, I'll let you put into your inventory one crudely drawn ship map with locations of interest, places of importance, kind of an overall schematic of the ship and what you've been able to investigate. As you are wrapping up and looking around, your phone dings. As you pull out your phone and you look at it, see it's the group chat from the Coterie, with Audley saying something along the lines of, "I smell something. I'll be right back." And as you're looking at the screen, another notification pops up. "My nose has led me to another door. Be right back." And nothing.
Where are you guys right now?
Dee will message back at the bookstore and she'll give Sam the name of the bookstore and what floor everyone's on.
It's about mid-level.
She
It's
will-
about mid-level shops.
Okay. She'll look over at Grace without thinking another thought. It says, "I'm afraid I might be right. We've got to get out of here." And then she starts she doesn't even explain anything else. She starts running, and Grace is just going to have to catch up with her.
Grace's are as soon as the words are out of your mouth, Grace is kind of already cluing into something going on and is actually tailing after you. It takes you probably about 5 to 10 minutes to get there from your location, kind of with the interior of the ship and whatnot, and with the slowness of the elevator and just dodging and weaving around people.
Should have taken
Eventually,
a slide.
you do manage to step into the bookstore. And we are going to pause there for a moment. As our group, Elizabeth, Dee, and Valerie, wits plus awareness, please. We're going to see if you notice Sam pull up to the door. Difficulty 2. That is a 3 for Val, 4 for Elizabeth, and a 2 for Dee. So yeah, you guys notice Sammy rush in through the door and then literally just stop dead for a sec as she scans the room looking around.
Everything okay?
Are they close or far enough away, or?
We're going to say they're about halfway into the shop, which is probably going to be a few long strides, but they're close enough.
Okay, so I would have heard her. I quickly pull my phone out of my pocket and hold it up and go, "Following her nose?"
Shit. Dee looks through some of the messages because she might have been engrossed in a book, one of the books that she bought. And she's like, ah, shit.
Which is... The only one of you that wouldn't have noticed is probably Valerie, considering her phone's usually not charged.
She made sure to charge it this time.
Whether or not she remembered to bring it with her.
That's probably a no.
No, she put it in a fanny pack. I remember from last session.
Well,
The,
if you
the
remember
fancy thigh fanny pack.
Well, I'll be. Look at that.
She was so excited to use it.
That doesn't
How
mean that
about-
the volume is on or anything like that.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe she didn't feel it.
So,
As
I'm
far as I
gonna
know, Val is
text-
still looking through the books in her hands. She's thoroughly engrossed in that. So there.
Dee's gonna text Audley. Audley? Where the hell are you?
and we are going to freeze frame there for a moment as we jump to Ottilie, who is currently standing in the interior of the ship with a bloody door open, pressed against the wall, or kind of resting against the wall, blood dripping down one side of it, and a body that has gone flop right in front of you. The body is clearly dead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back away slowly. I'm hoping all the doors are labeled from the inside hallway so I can find the bookstore again.
Your phone dings. Ottilie? It's a message
Okay, so
from
I'm
D.
going. I will check it.
Ottilie, where the hell are you?
I'm gonna message back. Go to the back. I'm gonna start walking back towards where I think the bookstore door was, hoping that they're labeled, or that everyone opens the door so I could just be like, let's pretend nothing happened here, and maybe we should go. Maybe. Maybe. I've already seen the dead body. I'm not going to try and investigate it this time. Because I'm pretty sure I've already contaminated the evidence of everything. Backing away slowly.
From the body that's
Yeah.
currently in front of you. Go ahead, D.
I was about to say, when Dee gets that round back from Audley, she's gonna have like, oh my fuck moment, and she's gonna kind of start to ground herself a little bit, try to do her grounding exercises, but in the process also activate her premonition shit. See what kind of trouble that she's expecting to get into right now. Within the next however many minutes she can go with premonition.
So are the doors labeled?
1 second. I'm going to let you know right now that your premonition will not feed you any useful information for this. Ottilie, the doors are labeled. As you back away, you happen to glance off to one side and you do see labels on the door. And then a moment later, you hear, "What in the hell is this?" echoing up and down the hallway.
I mean, darn it. Starts looking for the bookstore door.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop right where you are.
Okay, is there just one? Or is there more than one person in this hallway right now?
And backing away, you can't tell. The voice came from behind you.
I'm gonna turn around and see how many people are in the hallway.
There is one individual, a male, about 6 feet. with rather black hair. From what you can see, blue eyes. Seems to be wearing a ship's uniform. And down the hallway, you can see two more coming.
See, I got lost. I'm supposed to be in the bookstore with my friends, and I just need to get back to the bookstore. That's it. Yeah.
Back, so you've already been there.
My friends are there now.
Yeah,
I
but
got lost.
you say you needed to get back to the bookstore, which means you've already been there.
Well, I came out here looking for a bathroom, and I couldn't find one, so I need to go back to the bookstore to tell my friends I couldn't find a bathroom back here.
As you're talking, the crew person looks around you, looks around kind of the area for a second, and then notices the door with the blood on it. And immediately his eyes dart to you.
Yeah, that's not a bathroom. So I'm just gonna go. Looks like you're a little busy here.
I'm going to have to ask you to stay exactly where you are. He reaches
What's
over
the
to his
use?
shoulder.
Oh, sorry.
Reaches over to his shoulder. Grabs a radio. And mutters something into it.
Try not to kill people. I'm trying really hard to not kill people. Hi, okay, okay, so this looks bad, but as you can see, I don't have anything on me as far as that amount of blood, so clearly I'm not involved. I was looking for a bathroom. I was on my way back to the bookstore because I couldn't find one. My friends are at the bookstore. Maybe we could just go get them, and they can tell you that I was not. Yeah, no, I don't have blood on me, so it wasn't me.
That is not my problem. That's for ship security.
Fuck.
I am, however, going to
Can
get
you
you to
please
roll.
get my friend?
I am, however, going to get you to roll wits plus persuasion, please.
Yeah.
In the meantime, would we have heard that first shout that he did?
That's going to be wits plus awareness, I think. Pretty sure. Sorry, oddly, that'll be manipulation plus persuasion.
You said wits plus awareness again?
Correct.
Okay.
That's a 4 for Valerie. Four for Elizabeth.
So this is an interesting configuration. I have 3 criticals, which means one of them's only going to be a 1, right? But one of them's on a hunger die.
That is a messy critical. And that is a 6 for D.
2 of them are 10s.
So that is a critical success for you. Oddly, I have a question for you.
Did I pass?
Did you
Yes,
leave the door open?
Yes, I backed away and tried to go back to the bookstore.
The door for the bookstore, did you leave it open?
Yes,
Thank you.
because I just went through and yeah.
Okay. So the 4 of you that are in the bookstore, you can hear something, you're not quite sure what. Sammy, however, is in such a paranoid state at the moment. Senses are on overdrive. actually channeling a little bit of your inner beast to do it. You can hear everything clear as a whistle, including Audley fumbling around and trying to extract herself from the situation. And you can hear the crew member telling her that she's going to have to wait until security's dealt with this. As for you, Audley, the crew person looks at you and says, "I'm sorry. This is not my place to step in. This is for security to deal with."
So in an extra loud voice, I'm just gonna be like, "This would be a great time to get rescued. If anyone could maybe hear me, calling group chat, maybe help."
She's walking towards the door.
The two other staff are drawing closer and closer and eventually pull up next to the crewman that has confronted you, which is about the time you see Sammy pop through the door.
Thank God, because I'm trying not to kill 3 people. So hard.
Maybe a little bit of beast still broiling inside of her, whatever she says this, but she goes, "What the hell is going on?"
The two crewmen that have just
Thank me.
arrived turn to look at you. The third one that had confronted Audley, without missing a beat, "I'm sorry, this is official ship business."
Really? And then she reaches in her pocket. "By the way, I have looked this up. Canada does require private investigators to carry their license on them at all times and are required to present it whenever needed." So she's got a license. She doesn't go for a business card like she normally does. Instead, she full on puts it all on the table and pulls the license out of her pocket and goes, "Fantastic. I love official business. Detective Samantha Red Skies. This is one of my associates. You'll need to tell me why you are accosting her."
The crewman looks at you, looks at the badge that you've just presented for a second, scans it, looks up and down. "We're well outside of your jurisdiction. We're in international waters. That's for Canada."
I'm aware of that, but that shows that I'm not just a civilian fooling around now, doesn't it?
You don't happen to have a lawyer license or document on you, do you?
No,
I
but
really don't want to do this the hard way, Sammy, and you know I will.
Be quiet. That's the easy way.
All three eyes immediately snap to Audley. Sammy, please roll manipulation plus persuasion.
Do
While we're waiting
the
for
three
that-
of us pull up?
While we're dealing with that roll, the three of you arrive. Your difficulty is 4, Sammy, as the other three pop their heads out the door.
What kind of lawyering license thingy was Audley asking about?
Audley?
I was just asking for a lawyer license. If anyone has a lawyer license, I might need one right now. Or if anyone wants to, I don't know, help me get out of the situation.
I am going to lean to Elizabeth and be like, didn't we have a lady who told us she would solve everything? I mean, didn't she just fire somebody? Can't we call her to...
I can do rerolls of dice if there's a blood surge, right? Is that what... Am I remembering that right?
You can use a point of willpower to reroll up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Okay. I thought it was something like that.
That'll require, let me see here. Your blood surge is going to require a rouse check. if you wish to do it that way.
No, I'll use a point of willpower.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Given the recent activities throughout this campaign for D, would it make sense for D to have eventually gotten herself not necessarily a full-blown lawyer's license, but at least some sort of paralegal certificate or identification that would qualify her as still being able to do what she used to do when she was alive?
Not enough time has passed for that right now. You were a legal assistant. Not enough time has passed right now to actually get like a degree in law or anything like that. We can say that if you want, you've started the process, but you wouldn't be able to practice law on your own at the moment.
Fair enough.
Not to mention that you were in the States and we were in Canada and all that stuff.
Yep.
I would have had to start from scratch. Damn it. Dee is going to start pulling up. Like, she hears Val and Elizabeth talking, so she's starting to pull up through her contacts the individual that Audley had called earlier to get that poor kid fired.
Victoria St. Clair.
Thank you.
I've got 4.
You got 4. Excellent. The ship's crew looks at you, looks at the badge again. Well, the documentation again. Surely you can understand the need for protocol in situations like this, as you... Well, the ship's crew, the crewman points down the hall to the door, and as you look, you can see blood smeared all over it and the dead body in the hallway.
Oh,
I'm just going to say again, while everyone's here, I have no blood on me. I didn't do it.
D. The phone rings. The phone rings. That's when the lights go out. Your phone drops silent.
Is
A
my
moment
phone
later, a
still
couple
working?
of flashlight. Your phone is working. At least it appears to be. You hear a couple of clicks, flashlights in the hallway, and you can hear sirens blaring somewhere. And then a moment later, the hallways turn entirely red as emergency lighting comes up. As you look at your phone, D, you see the words, "Searching for signal," and "No service" flash across the screen.
Son of a fuck. And the phone that the ship gave us? I've
Is
probably
dead.
been using that one first. Ah, fuck.
She'll look at the 3 crew members and go, yes, protocol definitely needs to be followed, and given all this, nobody gets near that body.
Understood. Your friend, however, is going to have to stay here until we can investigate.
And she walks up to Audley, looks her in the eyes, not just looks her in the eyes, takes her sunglasses, pulls them off her face so she can even further look her in the eyes, and goes, "You will stay here. You will cooperate. You will not do anything hasty. We will get you out of this. But you are going to royally screw our ability to do that if you do anything you normally want to do. Do you understand me?"
You want me to go against everything that I am and just be good?
Unfortunately, yes. I know how hard that is.
Fine.
For me.
Can I at least just be quiet?
Yes. In fact, that's the part I'm wanting you to do the most, is be quiet.
Oh no.
Fine.
Oh no. Sam. 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 Out of character, Sam.
I
You
know.
realize what you
I
just
know.
said.
I know.
A moment later, the entire hallway goes pitch black as the emergency lighting cuts out. And you can hear from somewhere rather close a yelp.
So while we're in pitch black, can I just do my silence of death?
And a thud. One moment, please. My cats are being dicks.
No,
No,
they're
your
just
cat-
trying to
that wasn't
provide you
my
with
voice.
Foley.
The
Yeah.
participation.
You can absolutely try your silence of death if you wish.
She's
Give
going to
me-
say nobody move, not like it's actually going to stop anybody from moving.
Give me 1 second while I look up the rules for that.
I
I'm
figure
just-
since technically there's no lights and no one's touching me, they're just not going to be able to tell I'm there.
I'm just gonna aspect heightened senses for hearing. It's a level 1. It's free. I'm just putting that out there.
Sure thing.
Just letting y'all know.
Does heightened senses for all specs sight give me a night vision?
Heightened senses will allow you to... you can enhance your vision with it, yes. Oddly, you manage to... you can use your silence of death, not a problem.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my night vision lens on.
Elizabeth, you have hearing? One moment while Elizabeth
Yeah.
dies!
Yes, I got that fancy ears going on. Heightened senses for hearing.
This has been an advertisement for Redneck Cruise Lines. Thank you for joining us for this cruise.
Yeah!
Ollie,
This,
you're... Sorry, go ahead.
This crazy train of thought is brought to you by Dayquil.
Lizzie, I'm gonna need my special eyes.
So your heightened senses kicks in. And you can sort of make out outlines in the hallway. It's pretty dark in here, right? You make out like just the hallway itself, the door, just it's vague shapes, almost like you're looking at things in the dark. Elizabeth, you can hear that yelp and then the thud pretty loud. And then you hear a rasping, almost like there's breath stopping, like somebody's gurgling for a final breath. You can hear a squelch of almost tearing flesh. And oddly, you go deathly silent.
I don't like that. I don't like that either.
And keep in mind, the entire hallway at the moment is dark. Most of you can't actually see anything.
If I have my night vision on, do I see like can I see where the sound came from? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, so looking around, you make out the shape of what might be an unconscious body on the floor. We're going to move to Audley for a moment.
Oddly, it is okay. So the hallway was pretty much filled with people, right? At that
There were
point, when everything
there were
was done.
3 crew, your 4 party members, and the dead body on the floor. So yeah, the hallway was pretty crowded.
So, okay. I know I can't go forward without messing up my silence of death. And somebody in front of me, I think, fell. So, I'm going to go backwards very slowly. And, I mean, it's not going to be a big deal if I hit the body because, on the ground. I'm going to try and get past the body and see if I can find another door that's unlocked. Because we're in the shops area anyway, so all I have to do is just get into another shop and I can round myself around and end up somewhere else. Just slowly escaping while there's dead bodies everywhere. Slowly escaping.
Well, you don't want to be around
This
to
is
the
going
bottom to hit the floor?
Oh, I've already hoped that y'all would like dominate them or something, or like let me do things the hard way. Since I already had one body, I figured we could just stack them all together. But nobody was reading my brain, and I was already told to be quiet. So I'm just quietly exiting the situation where I'm going to circle back to the bookstore. But then I'm going to end up behind all of you and away from the security guard if it works out.
There
But it's
is
me, so
there is another door on the other side, at least from what you remember, on the other side of the door that you'd opened, right?
Yeah.
This is going to require you to roll me, I think it's Dex plus Athletics. You need to make your way down the hall, and you need to avoid stumbling over the door, because there is a raised ledge, as there is with most doors on a ship. Wouldn't normally be a problem in the light, however, it is pitch black and you can't see at the moment. Your difficulty for this is going to be a your difficulty for this for the moment is going to be a 5.
5.
Yes.
Okay.
When there's a chance I need to do something.
Yep, 1 moment.
I got 3.
You managed to make it partway down the hallway. You managed to make it to where the door is open. Unfortunately, you do stub your toe on that ledge that's jutting up from the ground. It stops you dead in your tracks, but it doesn't make a sound on account of your silence of death. Leaves you standing there just with your toe kind of hurting. Stuns you for a moment.
Muppet flail.
It stuns you for a moment. We are going to switch to Valerie for a moment.
When she notices the squelching body by itself, so we're gonna go from night vision to sense the unseen.
Night vision to sense the unseen.
Yeah.
1 moment, please.
We're just flicking through the lenses until we get the right setting.
She got them deluxe eyes.
We got that discipline Rolodex. We gotta roll through to find the right one.
You like old Greg's place? Got a body in the corner.
Made it
It
myself.
didn't put on the lotion, so we got the hose again.
Oh, what are you attempting to do with your sense the unseen?
Generally, I thought that was more like a generic, generic view, or does it have to be?
Yes,
something
but there's
specific?
2 different ways I can go with this. There's 2 different dice rolls, and depending on what you are going to do, determines what dice rolls I get you to make.
Essentially, I'm attempting to determine if there is a non-human / supernatural presence, or what's the word? Yeah, I guess presence. If there's, if somebody's not accounted for.
Okay, one moment. This is actually a roll that I make.
I'm gonna laugh if it comes back and says you see Audley flailing in silence in front of you.
Oh no, both her and Dee have seen that at this point.
I guess you're not close enough for us to catch you. Sorry.
How many dice in your dice pool of wits plus aspects combined?
One moment, please. So that would be 9 total.
One day it won't be shocking. Now is not that day.
It's not even my best one.
As you're looking around, Valerie,
What do your vampire eyes see?
you're flipping through your lenses, so to speak. And as you turn in the direction of Audley, right there, in your face, for a moment it just flickers. Seems to be a person. Seems to be mouthing something to you. But you can't hear anything. And the more you look at it, the more you realize you can see straight through it. Looking around, you see another one who just seems to be standing there looking down at the freshly minted dead body. And then you see Audley doing a Muppet flail at the other end of the hallway.
Oh my god, you see ghosts.
I'm assuming that I'm seeing the ghosts of the people that just died. Do the numbers match for that?
You would be able to tell that, yes, these are probably the ghosts of the individuals who have died.
Is there a ghost that does not match a body?
There is not.
I'm going to say it just loud enough for the vampires to hear, essentially. Well, it looks like we've got ghosts, but they're only the ones we're supposed to have.
I'm sorry, what?
That doesn't help.
How
I love you, but that doesn't help.
loud are you saying that, Dee and Elizabeth?
At the same volume, just really quietly.
Same.
Thank you.
Loud enough for the vampires to hear. This is
Oddly,
the
as you're
vampires
trying to
only
recover-
talk about the humans.
Oddly, as you're trying to recover from your stubbed toe, 2 flashlight beams land on you.
Yeah.
And a moment later, you can hear footsteps approaching. I told you to stay.
I am not appreciating this very much.
Do we recognize this voice?
This voice would be one of the crew members that was right next to you. You can actually watch the flashlight beam, the person who's holding it, pull away from the main group and approach Audley and just, I told you to stay.
And I think you have bigger problems, my friend.
And a moment later, you hear another squelch. The flashlight, you hear clatter to the floor.
Oh, fuck.
And then a moment later, a thud. As
Do we
second
see?
crew member drops to the floor.
Do we see what is causing this because of the now little bit of flashlight, or are they just like exploding?
Val, roll me wits plus awareness, difficulty 3. Elizabeth, I'm also going to get you to roll wits plus awareness, difficulty 3.
Are the flashlights off of me?
One of them is not.
Damn.
Do we need to roll with
5
awareness as well?
You know what? Yes. Sammy, with your heightened senses, with you channeling your inner beast, you can actually hear off in the distance footsteps ringing out in the hallway. And they seem to be getting closer. 4 for Elizabeth, 3 for D,
2 of them are
and
10s.
5. Thank you. So 5 for D and 5 for Val. You can make out a dark shape in the hallway. It's moving, pulling away from the group, but that's about it.
Not that if it's solid or not, just we see something moving.
Yep, and a moment later it's gone. You just catch like a slight glimpse of it.
I'm going to lean down and see if I can find one of the flashlights on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, the flashlight's on. The beam's still kind of lancing out, so you grab that, not a problem. The footsteps that you heard are actually coming towards you guys, towards Audley.
Can I use my phone flashlight?
Sure can.
Yay! There's a lot of bodies in here.
This place has terrible security.
I'm just going to say that I didn't do it again in case anyone was questioning.
Would this be a good time for
I
one of
didn't
us
do
to
number
scream it?
one.
Hold on, sorry,
Like, I
Audley.
didn't do number 1 and I didn't do number 2 or number 3, but I am going to say I got a feeling, small feeling, that number 4 is next. So, other guy, you probably want to stop while you're here, because if you look around, your friends are kind of, and I'm over here, so I can't be doing it. So, yeah, I'm innocent. And before anyone else, dies, maybe walk away. Maybe.
And the crew member says nothing for a moment, almost as if he's thinking and turning things over in his mind. We're going to move to D for a second.
Seeing all this happen, and the fact there's more footsteps, you're like coming this way anyway. Can D infer from the situation that this would probably be a good time to pull the scare damsel card and scream in terror?
I mean, if you want to, you can.
D will scream in terror then, to give off the
And-
semblance of everyone here is innocent. There's something happening and dead bodies are falling.
And for those of you that have heightened hearing, which I believe right now is Sammy and Elizabeth, not D scream at the moment. Before she lets out that scream, you can hear a heartbeat racing. It's coming from the crew member that first spotted Audley. You can also smell, all of you can smell this, a rather pronounced scent of fear, and he's on the verge of hyperventilating. And about that moment is when Dee's scream bursts out and fills the entire hallway.
I am gonna go up to got my phone flashlight. I'm gonna go up to the crew member and grab his arm and look at him in the eye and go, "You called security, yes?"
He nods. It's a slight nod, but he nods.
Okay, we need to leave. Now. They will take care of it. And I just start, ushering, with that authority, just start ushering him back to where we came, just to get him out of the line of fire. I don't know if he's gonna fight me, but just with the ER doctor authority and holding, his arm firmly, just to get him out of there, because something's killing humans.
He resists at first. You are going to have to roll me manipulation plus persuasion.
Could I help Elizabeth on that? And weigh in and be like, you heard her move.
Yeah, I'll give Elizabeth an extra dice.
Can I help as well with the slightly, not overly panic, because I don't want to aggravate him either. Just come on, we gotta get out of here, come on! Sort of thing. Slight damsel in distress, but she knows that she's got shit to do. Sort of tone.
I will give Elizabeth an extra 2 die. Oddly, you suddenly find yourself cloaked in darkness as that flashlight beam moves away from you.
I'm trying that door.
You step up and over and down the hallway.
We have 3 successes.
Thank you. One moment. Your hand lands on the door handle. You try it. This door is locked. 3 successes. He reluctantly goes with you.
I'm just headed back to the bookstore, just to where there's light, hopefully. And we're just going somewhere else, okay? This place is giving off bad vibes. We need to go somewhere else. So we're going back toward the bookstore, just out. Just not here.
You make your way back to the bookstore. The lights in the bookstore are also out, and you can hear screams coming from somewhere else in the ship.
Not me!
I would have stayed in the hallway do I see Audley? Can I see where she
You
went?
can see Audley trying the door, yes.
What door? Door to where?
Just a little bit down the hallway. There's a door kind of on the side, almost like the door to the bookstore. Looks like. It's probably not for the bookstore. It's probably for another shop, but she's trying it.
Just kind of like a rush whisper, you're in the wrong direction. You gotta come back this way.
I'm trying to get away from people. Oh my God.
She takes the flashlight that she's had hearing them do this, shines it right on Audley, and goes, "This involves all of us now. It's not your fight anymore. You will come with us. Come on." And then she turns around and just starts going. If she wants to stay back, sure, but Sammy's going at this point to catch up with everyone else.
Roll me a charisma plus persuasion, please. Audley, roll me a charisma plus resolve.
Oh, this is how we're going to do this, okay?
We're going to go for a test of dominance here.
I'm just gonna throw my hands up and go back to the bookstore.
The issue is, without dice, I know who wins.
Or sorry, Audley, that's going to be willpower plus resolve. My mistake.
Fine. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Okay, where's willpower?
Willpower is under your health bar.
There it is.
Sammy, what did you...
Sorry.
5.
You got to beat a 5.
I did not. I got 3.
The tone in Sammy's voice, oddly, almost reminds you of the bone collector telling you you need to be doing
Aw.
something. You almost managed to shake it off, but something in your brain clicks. And it's
I'm
like,
coming. Y'all just be up in here being a group. Oh, I'm coming.
Because she was daddy's girl.
you find yourself walking back down the hallway towards Sammy. The scent of blood now filling this hallway. Fresh blood. You move towards Sammy and out into the bookstore where it is pitch black.
At least I didn't trip over a body.
Those footsteps that were coming down the hallway, the moment you guys walk through the door and close it, Sammy, you can hear them stop and a few voices talking to themselves in a few voices talking almost in confusion, and then they stop and you hear the very definitive words, "Fuck. We got a problem." For those of you that are standing there, you can tell the hum of the engines from the ship is now gone. It's almost as if the engines have stopped.
We're not about to sink like the Titanic, are we? Because I only have a floaty raft. It's not meant for international shark waters. I can doggy paddle. That's all I got.
It doesn't feel or sound like the ship has it doesn't feel like it's tilting in any one direction. It's almost like the ship has just stopped.
Oh, fuck.
And those voices were in the bookstore, or are they somewhere else?
The ones that were screaming, they were off somewhere else.
The ones that we just heard.
Oh, no, they were back in the hallway.
Ah, okay.
Through the door that you just shut.
Can I, like, from their tone of voice, is it like like they were expecting this kind of trouble, or like they're just like, is it like, oh crap, we got shit to clean up now, or is it like, oh no, everyone's gonna die, panic, oh fuck?
From the way the voices sound, you and Sammy can make out it sounds like ship security has arrived.
I'm going to turn to Sammy. Did you want to deal with the local authorities?
Seems like it would be my job, wouldn't it?
She's going to give you a
That's
little
when-
smirk and be like, well, you are the babysitter.
Fantastic.
That's when you hear the creak and groan of the handle turn. And it stops for a second. Just leaving you in silence.
Okay, I still have my silence of death going, right?
We would assume yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try and sneak my way to a different part of the bookstore. Specifically, I'm gonna try and hide behind the counter. So I'm out of the way, but I can hear what's going on.
You move to turn around, oddly. And actually, no, I'm going to wait until Critter gets back for this. One moment.
I swear to Flaberb, if Kiefer Sutherland bites me, I am kicking him. Just saying.
Sorry for the scene interruption, folks. Just bear with me.
Does everyone know what they're going to be for Halloween?
No.
I was thinking you lot would make a great group of corpses for Halloween, but that might just be me.
I was thinking something fluffier.
If I can get approval, or even if I don't ask, I'm going to try to be my, what I had been posting on TikTok.
Excellent. One moment.
Except I will be
Oh.
wearing more clothing.
Moving back into scene. Otley.
Yeah.
You turn around just as you hear that door handle start to turn once again. You turn around to go hide behind one of the bookshelves. Standing right behind you, you can see a shadowy figure with a silky smooth voice. Oh, you might not want to let them in here. I haven't finished my meal quite yet. As we cut off tonight's episode.
Of course.
I'm calling it. It's a fucking nos.